Well, they're getting better every game. They've won 3 in a row. They're on a roll. We're homecoming again, so that'll get them fired up. And we beat them the last 2 years, so they're going to be ready to play.
They have new coaching staff this year. How much difference is there in the schemes that they're using?
I think offensively it's pretty much the same scheme, and then defensively, Brent Guy was at Utah State when I played against him in Hawaii for 3 years, and he showed. I went back and looked. He kind of is a zone team like they're playing right now, but against us he brings everything but the house. So we're going to practice against everything, and I'm sure we'll get a little dose of what is not on film.
It looks like they're ranked towards the bottom of the conference as far as passing defense. Is that something that you'd like to exploit, their secondary, kind of like when y'all are preparing for TCU?
Well, we don't necessarily exploit. We just throw the football, and hopefully what we do is better than what they do that day. They're getting better on defense as every game they play with the new scheme, and they're playing with more confidence, and they're good coaches. They do a great job coaching on their staff. You can tell on the film.
Looking at the film from the Southern Miss game, what were they able to do against the offensive line that gave JJ so many problems?
We made some mental errors on our calls, and then physically we got beat 2 or 3 times. I can live with physical, failures, but mental failures are just, I can't. That's hard for me to deal with.
Health-wise, JJ, how's he?
He's fine. He's a little sore. Darius is sore. Bobby's is sore, but that's this time of year. I think everybody will be available to play. Jagarrett, same way. He played through, with the hamstring from the week before, sore after the game, so he'll take a couple days and hopefully be ready by game day.
What about Kyle Padron? Didn't see him out here again.
Yeah, he, sitting down is an issue, so he's, getting better. I mean, Dan talked to him, and he's getting better, but he's still probably 10 days away.
How's Derek Thompson doing after taking that big hit?
He's fine. Yeah, he was. He could have gone back in the game, but I just played the other kid.
So who's your backup QB then?
Stephen Kaiser. Connor will take some reps, but I'm trying to get him through without playing him.
What do you like about Kaiser that maybe gives him a nod?
Well, he's been here and he's starting to get it, and he, when he's in competition, he seems to turn it up. Just keep giving him some reps, and hopefully, he'll be ready to play if his number's called.
Were you surprised Zach was as productive as he was, considering he didn't practice last week, and how big and athletic the Southern Miss defense was?
Well, Zach played his best football game, and he's definitely capable of doing that against anybody. But he had he pays attention to detail. I've not had a guy not take one snap in practice and play that type of game before. That was new to me. Including all the days in the pros. My history is if you don't practice on Thursday, usually you're better off just playing the next game.
Red zone, looking back at those 3 missed opportunities again, see anything else?
No, I showed them to the guys at the quarterback club yesterday. We got guys open. We just got to hit them. We just failed to do that in that game.
Talk about the mental errors on the offensive line. Senior laden offensive line. It seems like there's false starts every week. Why do you believe so after, starting so many years?
I don't think there's been false starts every week. If there has been, it's because they're simulating the cadence, which is going to happen. And then last week, every team that's played them has had 6 to 8 going in the game. We knew it was going to be that way.
Is the Tulsa's atmosphere anything similar to Southern Miss's?
From being up there before, it's not as loud. It's not as enclosed.
So if the false start thing happens because of the noise, that shouldn't be.
Well, it happened up there last year, a couple of years ago, because they were simulating the count also. But that, like I said, doesn't matter when you go on the road; those things happen.
Tulsa lost their playmaker, Demarius Johnson, who I'm sure you remember from last year. Who do you see as their playmaker on film?
All their guys kind of play the scheme. I think their quarterback is the key to what they do. They've got a good scheme, and it's kind of like ours. Who you take away, the quarterback knows to go somewhere else. So they do a good job.
You haven't had to bounce back from a loss in a while. What has just the atmosphere been like with the guys, the mood?
Yeah, they're pretty focused. I mean, we had good meetings this morning. I mean, they get back on track. They know the importance of the game. And, you know, we're coming home for 2 games after this one, so we can, you know, rally up and play a good game up there and sneak out of there with a win. That'd be real positive.
I heard from some of the guys that the flight back from Southern Miss was kind of a rough landing.
Yeah, that was
real bad?
some thunderstorms. I slept through it, but obviously some other people were a little bit.